So happy rest day, everyone. But we're not resting here. I'm delighted to have Gerry McLaughlin from the Glasgow Plan on just to talk about all things Elite Series going on at the moment. Gerry, thanks for coming on.
Not a problem at all. How's it going? Look, you don't have a rest day, do you? You must be absolutely busy every hour of every day covering this tournament.
4th of May, that's the rest day for us. That's
yay! Something to look forward to.
Yeah, exactly. It's all good. Before we start talking about the Elite Series and stuff, just want to ask you generally, how is stuff up in Glasgow?
Yeah, really good. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, it's when I say things have been difficult for the club, you say it's everyone's having a difficult time, haven't they, through this pandemic. What has been amazing is our fan base has been absolutely phenomenal. Our fan base have bought in big time. The amount of merchandise and buying into the 50/50s, all those kind of schemes that the clubs have all been doing now. The Clan fans have just been phenomenal, and we expect nothing less from them, really, to be honest with you. And I've got to say, our sponsors have been amazing. Like, over the last few years, we've been really building our business club and what we want to do here, and the sponsors have been absolutely phenomenal. And this time, the numbers of people that got in touch with me straight away as soon as the season shut down to say, look, we're on for next season whenever it happens. Just let us know. And then we've had our off-season sponsorship packages and things that we've done, and everything sold out. Everyone was invested in that. And now I'm at the point where I'm just going around visiting people where you can. If you can see them in a garden, you do the odd thing here, Zoom chats like this, and everyone's like, when are we starting? When are we starting? We're just waiting for that information, like everyone is. And so it's interesting. Like all teams, you've all got to have like 4 different plans. A plan for, we're all hoping for September. It might be a bit later. It might be this. What shape will it take? So, and then hopefully hoping for big changes up at Glasgow. I think everyone's aware that the Into collapse changes things, and with these kind of tragedies and in terms of like pandemics and these sort of things happening, huge opportunity happens as well. So we're incredibly excited and hopeful, but it's always tricky because you're never really out of the woods with it, and you've just got to go with it day by day. Look, I mean, you know as well. I think the output from the Elite League's been fantastic, and we're all delighted that there is a tournament going ahead, even if we're massively jealous not to have a Glasgow Clan team in it.
I mean, we'll come on to the Elite Series in a moment, but not many teams pull off a new main sponsor when you're not playing in the middle of a pandemic. That was pretty good going.
Yeah, it was just an idea we kind of came up with. It was, I mean, what a fantastic opportunity for someone to try something like that out. I mean, obviously massive thanks to Asprey Glasgow West for taking that on. They've been a sponsor that, came on board a couple of years ago. These things kind of start with a player sponsorship here and there. And when we've improved our hospitality offering at the club, there's just another sense of the club and what people get out of it. And they can take their clients, they can take their guests, they can take staff. And that's grown. And John Strange and the guys at Asprey have just bought in massively to the club. They want something from their business. They want that advertising. They value the club. They value the fan base. But also they're quite passionate about it. And I think that's what we need in hockey. We need these businesses that believe in our sport like we do. And Asprey have been one of those. And, and talks are underway to see if that maybe even continues into the season. We'll see what happens there. But Asprey seem like they want to be part of the club going forward, and evidently part of Manchester Storm, sponsoring Matt Haywood's away jersey as well, which is great to see.
Well, now you've mentioned it, we're going to come to that later, but I'll bring it up now. How do you work with that? Because obviously you want to keep your sponsors, but we all want companies to be involved in hockey. So when you have that kind of setup, how do you feel about that? Are you saying, yeah, go for it because it helps hockey? Or is a little bit of you thinking, yeah, but they're kind of our sponsor?
No, I reached out to Finner straight away. And I think it was more the sense of ownership we have over those players is the kind of instigator for it. There is very much a feeling of you're borrowing our players. I know Cardiff Devils fans feel very big like that. I mean, all teams fans are feeling very big on that note. But no, I reached out straight away, and I think it's really important, like what you're touching on there, Luke, is we need an increased sense of altruism around the league. We do really need to. It's so difficult because all the teams are individual businesses with their own set of circumstances. So naturally, they've got to look after themselves first. But we do need, and we're starting to see after this pandemic, and and even competitions like this, tournaments like this, and up in Scotland, working together. There's so much we could do. We're so much stronger when we do work together. I mean, the example we've all used as well was the when we come together and do league-wide schemes. I thought when the league has done that and we've produced jerseys all together and we've had events like that, what an amazing coming together of hockey is for everyone we had there, and we see the league at its absolute best. We need to work more and more like that commercially. So it was a no-brainer for me. It's maybe a little easier for me as a kind of my first UK hockey team that I supported was the Manchester Storm when I lived in Manchester. So seeing these retro jerseys brings back some excellent memories. They're fantastic, the Storm jerseys this year. But you're right, you know, you do feel like it's there are sponsors and stuff, but it's great to see them having that interest in other teams. And we know the Clan fans are watching their boys as well. So it makes sense. It's a no-brainer. We need to be doing more stuff like that, definitely.
Good stuff. Right, let's get straight into the Elite Series. Simple question to start. What have you seen? What have you liked?
I've watched most of the games. I've been able to watch most of the games. It's just been brilliant having some UK hockey on again. I mean, I've been watching quite a lot of the NHL as well, whenever it suits, whenever the kids aren't getting up too early in the morning to make it a nightmare. But I've really enjoyed the way that Manchester Storm started. I thought it caught a lot of people off the hop. I think they had a lot of guys who'd been playing hockey, and that's been the big telltale thing at the start of this tournament. I thought, obviously, you're looking out for the British guys. This tournament is so much about getting those guys ready for the championships coming up. So it's been brilliant to see Benny and Kieran Long with some fantastic chemistry, you know, and everyone's, you know, I feel fantastic for Kieran Long after having a difficult time in Belfast to just pick up where he's left off, basically at Manchester Storm. And to see Benny Davies, who's just becoming a better and better player for GB all the time. I mean, we loved him up at Clan. He's full of endeavour. He picks up the puck in his own zone and he's just route one. He just moves with speed and he's such an athletic guy. And seeing him team up with Kieran Long, and Simmons has been fantastic on that line as well. He's making a lot of things tick. So I've really enjoyed that. Who couldn't have been a bit gobsmacked by the Steelers going 3 goals up in just a few minutes against the Nottingham Panthers? That must have been a shell-shock moment for Tim Wallace and the team there. I mean, it was just interesting, great to see. It was just like really, oh my word, what's going to happen here? You know, credit to the Panthers fighting back for that. I mean, that could have been it is a crazy scoreline, but that was great to see as well. And I really enjoyed big slap shots from the blue line. Was like a theme for like the first like 7 games. And but seeing guys starting to come into their stride, that it's getting juicier and juicier, the tournament. I've got to say, we all know what a brilliant player Brendan Conley is. So we're really waiting to see the best of him still. And I think we're starting to kind of see that as well. But I mean, you know, there's it's been great. It's been great to see the kind of the rivalries that are starting to develop within this tournament. I'm insanely jealous that we don't have a Clan team taking part in it.
You don't have a Clan team taking part in it. You've got quite a few players in it. Is it bizarre seeing them in other jerseys? You know, you keep saying they're on loan. They're on loan. Is that what you try and tell yourself?
Yeah, it's horrendous seeing them in there. You know, it's absolutely kind of choking on my tea when I first saw Matt Haywood wearing his Storm jersey. But it's brilliant to see them. Really delighted to see them getting, you know, ice time. The guys were desperate to play. When the ponds froze up here in Glasgow, there was guys out on the ice and stuff just trying to get some time. It's been so difficult for them to get that. So it's great to see them kind of thrive in there. Really delighted for Liam Stenton at Nottingham. Not just for him to be drafted as well, but for him to be getting the ice time that he is fantastic for his development. He's someone that we hold in really high respect at the club and I've got great hopes for. Yeah, no, it's been great to see. And even the past Clan players and all the UK players, it's great to see Ben Lake absolutely smashing it as well. And, you know, and Dallas Earhart's been brilliant. You forget, sometimes you think he's not moving very fast, but like 3 strides and he's actually got to the other side of the ring so deceptively. The speed he's moving at is so deceptive. So that's been really good to see. And then obviously the Steelers are really starting to ramp things up as well. So it's, it's really good. No, I've really enjoyed it.
Interesting you mentioned Earhart, because where I need to be during the games, right behind the boards, you see the speed it comes at from ice level. And both and Mark Matheson is another one who you think just look like they're having a stroll in the park, but they do so much. They're logging so many minutes, but it looks so effortless when you're that close to them. It's incredible.
I think it's so deceptive. I think actually they catch the opposition unawares because they don't look like they're doing much. And then by the time people go, oh my God, they've entered the zone. They've set up already. I think they're 2 key players. I saw your piece that just went on the website there about ice time. And that's 2 players that you've mentioned have clocked, 22 plus minutes already. So really doing it for their teams. That'll do wonders for their fitness, I would, with no doubt.
No, it's been great. Talking of those sorts of games and goals, Craig Peacock is another guy you know well. Favorite Peacock goal? Deflection goal 1 or deflection goal 2?
Do you know what? I don't think there exists a surface that Craig Peacock can't deflect a puck off and score a goal from at the moment. That's his game. That's his jam at the moment. Although I think the fans will be delighted if he gets another 10 of those. So it was great to see him getting on the scoring on the board there, because that Long and Simmons and Davies line was doing all the damage and claiming all the headlines, and they were great to watch. So it's now good to see Woody and Peaks not getting this time and getting the goal there as well. But I think they'll take them anyway, won't they?
They will. I mean, you're not really involved in, let's say, the recruitment side of the clan, but you must talk to Gareth about these games. Are there guys you've seen in this, younger British ones especially, that you both have gone, didn't know he was that good?
Yeah, I think, do you know, it's a shame. We were really looking forward to seeing Brown play in the tournament. Really, it's a real shame that he's not been able to do it, because I would have really liked to see him. Alex Forbes is a really interesting player. Obviously with Scottish background as well. It's great to see that those guys doing well. I mean, you look at this tournament, do you know what's been really interesting? It's just some of the players that have kind of come into the league. Seeing Dominique in Nottingham, it's been a really interesting one, because you see these guys coming out of the University of Ottawa, and obviously Clan, 4 things kind of all change. We've recruited 3 guys from the University of Ottawa. We're seeing quite a lot of players from youth sports come and do quite well in the elite league. So it's interesting to see how those guys do. So it's been really interesting. Just from a GB fan point of view, you're just really keen to see key players like Hammond and Connolly and Lake and Ferrara coming in and scoring on his return. Great news as well. No, it's really exciting. There's so many storylines in every game. It's great to kind of see. And of course, everyone's talking about players, because everyone will be paranoid about teams keeping their players. And I'm sure the Cardiff Devils fans are panicking to see Ben Burns back in a Cardiff jersey as soon as possible. But that's great as well. It's great to see them playing and have you. It's been really good.
Talking about how your fans being so into following your players, which you mentioned, your official supporters club in Glasgow have kind of really stepped up there and sponsored some players' kit in Manchester as well, which kind of just goes to show how everyone is really following it and making sure that we keep hockey going.
Yeah, I mean, that's an amazing gesture, isn't it, really? I mean, look, we sing the plaudits of our fans here, but specifically the OSC in Glasgow is amazing. Like they're such a key part, such a key branch of the club, and the things that we're able to do, because we're a relatively small team always up in Glasgow, but the things that the OSC do in terms of the events and ideas they come up with, and even communication with the fan base, they've been absolutely key. And we mentioned that word earlier on, that altruism, but I mean, what an amazing gesture to help out another club, in terms of, and it's wonderful because obviously they're supporting the guys that are seen as their players, but it's money going to another club. I mean, really, it's not something you would expect to happen, but it's such a wonderful gesture. And I think, it's typical of our OSC that something like that would be something that they do. And I think the players recognise it as well. I know Woody and Peaks and those guys, and any of the guys that have played for the Clan are proud of the fan base up here, the Purple Army. They do things like that, and it's just a no-brainer. I think it's fantastic.
Does it kind of also show you just how much the Clan, going back to the Clan as well, how much that now means to Glasgow? The team's only been there a relatively short space of time if you compare to Cardiff.
Yeah.
But the fans are still so interested for hockey. What an effect it's had actually starting that franchise in the city. Yeah,
I mean, it's, for me, when I first started following UK hockey, when I was watching Manchester Storm, obviously there was no team up in Glasgow, and when Manchester Storm folded, naturally, I mean, I was at university in Manchester, and it kind of fell away from the sport because you don't have someone locally playing. I know the Manchester Phoenix set up, but I was living in the city centre of Manchester, and that was out in Altrincham, and it's difficult to migrate fans, as franchises are found. And when I kind of got back, and when I heard that the Braehead Clan had been set up, and I moved back up to Glasgow, that was the reason why I went to that Braehead shopping centre. I wasn't nipping into Marks or Primark or whatever. I was going to watch hockey and being really excited about a home team club. So I know how I felt about it, and you can see that from the fan base here. People are so proud to be Clan fans. And I think it really shows. And we've got a fantastic sized arena. The atmosphere there is absolutely jumping, and people are just really, really desperately missing it. I've lost count of the number of people asking us, do we have a date? Do we have a date for coming back yet? Do we have a date? So, we're getting closer all the time. And this tournament feels like a nice stepping stone for us to get a return to elite league hockey. Obviously, we just want to have the clan in it. That's what's missing.
But of course, when Manchester come up in the next season and Finn is on the bench, there'll be no love lost, will there? You'll be hoping the fans go back to doing what they do best.
There's a great rivalry between the clan and the Storm anyway. I think Finner's done his best to stoke that, and I think it's very natural. It's do you know what? It's a great rivalry as well because the distance between the two clubs is like pretty good as well. It's not the worst of journeys for the fans. So clan fans go down there in good numbers. Storm fans come up here in good numbers. That's something I think we could be doing with looking at around the league is how do we make away journeys more exciting and even more attractive for people. They love supporting their team. But, like Cardiff's such a great destination as a city. Glasgow's a great destination as a city. Dundee's a great destination as a city. All the rinks are really interesting in their own ways. How do we make it easier for people to come and spend that time and get an even better atmosphere in these arenas? So, yeah, I mean, and then having away fans there makes for a better rivalry in the rink anyway, doesn't it? So it's, I think that's something that we should be looking at doing a bit more of.
Talking of rivalries with the Scottish teams, you have very good rivalries, but you guys with Fife and Dundee have actually achieved quite a lot together with what you've managed to do with Sport Scotland and really make sure that hockey is looked after up in Scotland as well.
Yeah, I think it's something that people have maybe felt that hockey's been overlooked somewhat in Scotland a little bit. And massive credit to Omar Pasha with the work that he's done with Sport Scotland, and Gareth as well, being intrinsic to that. And it's been great now. The communication lines feel really strong between Scottish hockey and Sport Scotland. I think we have to do a better job of promoting our sport in Scotland and working together with the Stars and the Flyers and the Clan. Working together, we can promote the top level of hockey. And working with the other clubs in Scotland as well. But, certainly those three teams should be working together to promote Scottish hockey in the Elite League. And those are great games. Those are all great games. When Clan play in Fife, when Fife play in Dundee, any of those combinations, there's a great rivalry, there's a great atmosphere, and there's bragging rights for the Scottish team. So, they're great games to come and see. We need to be singing from the rooftops a bit more about them. And I've talked quite a lot with Omar Pasha over the past few months and stuff. And there's a real appetite for working together to promote the sport and then tearing each other apart on the ice instead. That's what we want to see.
Absolutely, that's what your fans want to see. Looking at the Elite Series, so everything is webcast, and you're in normal clan games. You're there, you're in the arena, but this time you're having to watch it all from a distance. Are you kind of learning quite a lot because we know the kind of looking at trying to webcast games and also looking at how you can kind of improve your show when we do that?
Yeah, definitely. It's been quite a task for the Elite team to televise all these games in this manner, and there's loads to kind of learn from it. I mean, my background is in television. That's my original training, and I'm working on live TV and stuff before, so I've got a lot of experience in live presenting and stuff like that, and looking at that, and that can be a really tricky thing. And the presenters in the Elite Series have done a really good job actually. And looking at the practicalities of it and where we can add extra things and make it more entertaining. So we're keeping a really close eye on it. It's something that obviously famously the Clan and the Panthers had done. It was something that the argument was there. It was, the team did increase the fan base over that time when there wasn't webcasts, and it was a controversial. People have got their opinions on how much does it affect attendance, how much does it not. But the best thing is now that whole argument is totally changed. It's totally on its head. Now people are definitely going to be desperate to get back into the ring. We all appreciate going to live events. And we will also now have to appreciate that there'll be some people who don't feel comfortable going to live events who still deserve to follow their team and to see that and have something of value and of quality that they can watch. And there's no doubt it is another good way of spreading the news about the team and about hockey in general. So we're definitely keeping an eye on it. We've got lots of ideas, and we've been talking to companies about doing that when we come back, and that's very much in the plans.
That's awesome. Right, I think we're almost up for the time as well, which is could do this for ages, but we'll not keep you too long. So I'm going to put you on the spot then now.
Okay.
You've seen all four teams. Who's going to win?
Do you know, I would have at the start, I thought Manchester were really looking like they were taking people by surprise. Finner loves these dealings, and he subverted the whole draft system, and he got the Brits he wanted, and it was really interesting. And Nottingham went for Ben Bounds, was the jewel in the crown of that draft. So people really, but that's not really worked at the moment. The Panthers are shipping loads of goals, but we all know how good a goalie Ben Bounds is, and you just feel that they're gonna sort that, and they already have tightened that up, and that's going to be interesting. It's difficult to look past the Steelers though. Realistically, at the moment, Everly looks in top form. Kirk's been fantastic to see. We all have such high hopes for him, and he's already looking like a great player, and with then potential on top of that. So it'll be really good. I would like to see a Storm Steelers final. That's what I would like to see.
A Ryan Thursday derby.
Yeah, why not? Old school. Do old school in the old school Storm jerseys. That'll be interesting. A Matt Haywood goal and a deflected Craig Peacock goal in the final. That's what I want.
It can't be a Craig Peacock goal if it doesn't deflect in or something, can it? Let's be honest.
Do you know what? He's not been able to get on the rink in practice, so I think he's been doing the crazy golf. That's what he's been doing. He's been getting it done on the crazy ping, 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 ping. Peacock goal.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Gerry, for jumping on with us and sharing some stuff also about what's going up in Scotland as well with the climate. That's really interesting to know. Enjoy the rest of the Elite Series, and I hope your fans enjoy the rest of the Elite Series as well, because they've definitely been.
Sure they will. And good luck, and keep up the good work. Look, it's great. We all appreciate all the information that's coming out. Keep the stats coming and the info coming.
We'll try. Thanks a lot, Gerry.